Hello everyone, welcome back to the Valley News Now Network. Duke Schindler here with you today as we dive into more Investigate TV. As the invisible disabilities, they can sometimes lead to dangerous misunderstandings with law enforcement. So Investigative TV takes an in-depth look at why few law enforcement are trained to recognize communication challenges and then hear from those who are striving to facilitate better understanding. And plus, we explore the roadblocks encountered by the recently released to secure a valid identification and solutions to remove those barriers. Investigate TV has more.
Today on Investigate TV Plus, a communication breakdown.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly.
One misunderstanding during an encounter with police can endanger the officer and the public. But those with a disability face unique challenges.
If I try to sign, they back away from me, thinking maybe I have a gun.
We take an in-depth look at why few in law enforcement are trained to recognize communication challenges and hear from those making strides to facilitate better understanding.
Plus, a flat piece of plastic that many of us take for granted can mean so much to a former inmate. But a government-issued identification proves elusive and even impossible for some. We explore the roadblocks encountered by the recently released to securing a valid ID and the solutions removing those barriers.
And if these walls could talk.
I believe there's more honor in this building than there might be in the entire country.
A restaurant inspires customers with a red, white, and blue plate special.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. In law enforcement, effective communication is paramount. Legal experts say it builds trust, resolves conflict, and ensures safety. However, some of the most vulnerable members of our society often face barriers to effectively communicate with police officers, and the disconnect can sometimes be dire. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Communication barriers people with disabilities might face include difficulty hearing, speaking, reading, writing, or understanding information presented to them. Our investigation found when those living with these challenges encounter police, for example in a traffic stop, the situation can sometimes escalate into misunderstanding, conflict, and even a wrongful arrest.
Investigative reporter Brendan Keefe examines officers' interactions with those living with a disability and the calls for more training.
Did time speed up? Or did I slow down?
Jim Hodges is a disabled Navy veteran.
I don't recognize this world. I don't remember this pain. I go out of my way to not appear as I have a disability. So I had to walk up to jury duty in the dark. So I took my navigational aid with me.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hodges was walking back from jury duty when he was stopped by deputies in Lake City, Florida.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't have
you
to...
ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir, I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in here?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
And her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking for your ID.
Well, now she has verified that I am not armed.
Okay? So there is no
You got
problem.
your ID or not?
Some people would say, why not just give him the ID?
Let's let them have every little right until they run out of them and they want our big ones.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sir, are you legally blind? Yes, I am. Okay.
All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge number. I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
So how long were you in jail?
26 hours.
Most law enforcement stops start with sound.
Driver of the white Tesla, come on out with your hands up.
And verbal commands.
Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back!
Deafness is another invisible disability.
Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Do it now! Okay. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back, sir.
Police in Texas kept issuing verbal commands after they knew the man was deaf.
Get on your stomach. Turn around.
If a driver can't hear repeated verbal commands, an officer could perceive that as refusing to comply. A deaf driver reaching for their registration can't hear the officer ordering them to stop, and police have used force against them. In one case, a man was beaten reaching for a card that read, "Driver is deaf."
If I try to sign, they back away from me, thinking maybe I have a gun or some kind of weapon or a spray or knife or anything along those lines.
Sit back in your car. Sit back in your car.
Run up on us like that?
It has happened across the nation.
Who do you think you are? Stop.
I was trying to talk. I was trying to say something. You didn't know I was deaf.
After you are released from the hospital, you're going to jail.
My first reaction as a total blind person, much less a total blind female, is if somebody grabs me, I'm going to immediately turn away and resist.
You don't see the uniform because you can't see anything.
Correct.
Kim Chichester helps train police for the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind.
Training is key to being safe in every scenario.
People usually don't actually know that I'm blind.
Alabama is one of the few states that actually mandates training for invisible disabilities. Do you support that kind of training?
I support it 100%. Police officers may ask questions targeted towards an individual, and sometimes we don't know who they're talking to.
Oregon now includes deaf and blind instructors at the police academy, while Texas alerts officers on traffic stops that a driver might have trouble communicating.
The new law gives a person challenged with communication the option to disclose their disability when registering their vehicle through the DMV.
You want to pull this out of my back pocket?
Sure.
As for Jim Hodges, he got his cane back along with his freedom, reaching a settlement with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, did I slow down?
Back on that porch in North Georgia sits what deputies couldn't see, and a man who never lost his vision for the freedom he once defended.
It's almost over now.
The two deputies and now former sheriff in Hodges' case declined to comment through their attorneys.
While they do not provide specific training, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, or IACP, offers guidance on communication with individuals with disabilities. Mansfield, Massachusetts Police Chief Ronald Sellen serves as an IACP executive board member. Chief Sellen says IACP emphasizes the importance of effective communication and trust building within communities, which may indirectly benefit the disabled.
The more that you know about your community, you can tailor your approach to how it is that you respond or the type of services that you offer and how we can improve the quality of life of the community members.
In addition, Chief Sellen says officers need to know who they're dealing with and they should adjust their approach to the response. Still ahead, some veterans face personal battles once they return to civilian life.
I pretty much gave myself a deadline that if I'm not able to get a job or get some type of purpose in my life, that it wouldn't even be worth me being here.
And unfortunately, Reggie's story is not uncommon. We provide insights into the challenges and show you how a group connected former warriors and help them heal one ride at a time.
But first, recently released inmates face a major roadblock on the road to redemption. We examine the hurdles to rebuilding an identity, plus one sheriff's solution, ensuring inmates released from his jail don't end up back behind bars.
For the more than 600,000 inmates released from prisons each year, a second chance can rest on the ability to obtain a government-issued identification.
Just think about everything you use your ID for every day. Without a proper ID, it's nearly impossible to rent an apartment, find a job, get a reliable cell phone, or open a bank account.
Reporter Ann Emmerich examines the barriers making it tough for former inmates to return to society and solutions helping those in this difficult situation make the most of their second chance.
Timothy Bender is behind bars charged with possession of methamphetamine. On this day, he's one of 31 inmates at the Ingham County Jail waiting to get identification through the Michigan Secretary of State's mobile office.
How long has it been since you've had a legal ID?
Approximately 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. In and out of jail, using drugs, just not caring, you know.
But he cares now. Bender says he's in a treatment program at the jail and has high hopes for his future. Getting an ID is just the beginning.
I'm able to open up doors that was closed to me. A job, for instance. I could work on getting my license back. I could, get to own stuff, property, you know what I mean?
Ingham County Judge Rosemarie Aquilina says everyone deserves an ID, and she's frustrated it's not easy for everyone to get one.
I recently had a case with a gentleman. He had bond conditions, had to get back to work. He didn't have a birth certificate, couldn't get a driver's license. And he was donating plasma to save the money. And I said, wait a minute, we can identify you, we can arrest you, we can house you in jail. How is it I can't get you an ID?
The county charges $30 for a birth record, and you need 3 pieces of identification. That can be a utility bill, a pay stub, or an insurance card.
It is difficult to obtain a birth record. There are many barriers, whether that be financial or knowing the information and having the necessary documents to obtain the birth record.
Ingham County Clerk Barb Byram says in some cases she's waived the cost, a cost the judge says should never keep someone from getting an ID.
It is a matter of public safety. If one person is maimed or killed because a drunk driver couldn't be tested because they're an addict, and we didn't find out about it because they couldn't comply, because they had no ID, it's priceless. It's a lawsuit. It's a loss of a valuable life. What are we doing?
While the judge runs into roadblocks for IDs, the county sheriff is trying to make sure inmates released from his jail have a valid ID. Scott Rigglesworth knows without one, many of them will end up right back where they are now, behind bars.
And imagine the frustration of finally getting out. You're trying to get your life on the right track, but yet you just don't have that one piece, that one thing you need to start doing that. If we can be that conduit to eliminate some of those barriers, then we're going to do it.
The sheriff's office teamed up with a nonprofit to cover the cost. For jail inmates like Timothy Bender, the chance to get an official picture ID represents a step forward in his recovery.
It felt like I was doing something responsible. It felt good, you know what I mean? Something I could tell my family, like, yes, I'm doing something positive now.
Something positive for inmates in this jail, but for many out on the streets, the barriers to getting identification remain.
Why can't we give someone who is indigent, regardless of whether we've arrested them or not, who we can identify, a free ID so they can take care of business?
Judge Rosemarie Aquilina has appealed to state lawmakers to introduce legislation to make IDs more accessible for those who are homeless, jailed, or simply can't afford it. She says she'll keep on pushing until it gets done. Meantime, 21 states have laws aimed at helping previous offenders get identification either at release or immediately following, but these laws vary. 17 states provide permanent IDs to those being released, while Utah and New York both provide temporary ID cards. In Lansing, Michigan, I'm Ann Emmerich.
Still to come, order up.
2 eggs with the sausage patties.
It's breakfast served with a side of history. We take you inside a restaurant where the walls speak as much, if not louder, than the customers.
But first, riding strong.
I just refuse to be frozen in fear before I help my other veterans.
How a group of veterans found common ground and camaraderie on 3 wheels.
Homelessness, loneliness, dark thoughts about the future. The struggle for veterans can be a long, winding road.
A 2023 study published by the National Institutes of Health found depression is a common mental health condition affecting former members of the military. It's caused by a number of complex factors, including combat experiences, traumatic events, and changes in lifestyle after military service.
Reporter Victoria Saha introduces us to a group of veterans who fought for our country and are now inspired to ride through life's challenges together. And we want to warn you, this story does mention suicide.
It's always good to see all our veterans having a good time as well.
Good times are sometimes hard to come by for our veterans, even for these vets. But the good times roll when they're riding together on their recumbent trikes. But for veteran Reggie Curry, when he returned after serving 8 years in the Army, he soon realized it wasn't home sweet home.
Being homeless, wanting to give up, feeling like it's no reason for me to be alive, I pretty much gave myself a deadline that if I'm not able to get a job or get some type of purpose in my life, that it wouldn't even be worth me being here.
The deadline Reggie gave himself was June 17, 2016, but the universe had other plans for him.
One day before my deadline, this event was happening.
That event Reggie came across involved these special bikes.
I jump on one of the bikes and just start riding around. Immediately, I just felt like I had a purpose.
Part of that purpose, perhaps, was to meet Peter and Kelly Guidry, disabled veterans and founders of Forgotten Not Gone.
So it's a different breed of people that serve, right? We're taught to really be able to compartmentalize. Being able to do that keeps you alive. However, the opposite is true when you get out. We compartmentalize and we are the best at isolation.
Isolation is where Kelly found her husband, Peter. It wasn't until a visit with a VA psychiatrist that Kelly learned her husband of 16 years had a deadline of his own.
It just really broke my heart to know that the person I'm laying next to, that I think I'm helping, considered that to be an out.
But there was an out. The doctors recommended Peter get a bike.
How soon were you able to see a positive difference in your husband when he started riding the bike?
Within a month.
So the couple bought another bike, then another, thinking this could be the answer for veterans struggling.
And you got crazy riders like this.
Their struggles turned into a nonprofit, helping people like Reggie, riding 22 miles together each time they hit the road.
The 22 is just in honor of the 22 lives that are lost daily. I know if they had the opportunity to be here today to do it themselves, they would.
It's a ride they want everyone to experience.
Do you force everyone to get on a bike? Just try it out?
Yeah, you got, once you come to the building.
We're gonna beat you guys. A lot of people think that we have it all down packed. We're fixed. We're healed veterans. And that's just not the case. I just refuse to be frozen in fear before I help my other veterans. And by helping them, it's helped me stay alive.
Alive with Reggie, who also shares the same sentiment.
Our camaraderie is really what keeps me going.
It keeps him going, and for now, keeps him happy.
The Centers for Disease Control says suicide is a national public health issue among veterans and U.S. adults overall. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a hotline for individuals in crisis. To speak with a trained listener, you can call 988 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit 988lifeline.org for crisis chat services.
Up next, serving food, stories, and tributes. A special cafe inspires patriotism and pride. A restaurant built on honor and service is not just a place for veterans and patriots to eat, but maybe more importantly, to meet.
Reporter Lauren Korn shares why this restaurant is so meaningful for the many regulars it's so proud to salute.
Veterans Cafe and Grill, this is Julie. It's nice to see you both again. Sir, have you finished here?
A bustling breakfast spot.
2 eggs with the sausage patties.
Where the walls speak as much, if not louder, than the customers.
I was like, wow, this is a nice place.
At the Veterans Cafe and Grill.
Well, thank you guys so much for stopping in.
If I'm not in my house, I'm usually here.
Air Force veteran George Bontier is a regular, visiting the cafe since it first opened at the former Air Force Base 15 years ago.
I just love coming here because of the people that are here. It's hard to describe the feeling you get. just comfort.
He's also the first to decorate the walls,
The first set of fatigues, that's my first fatigues I had in Vietnam.
sharing his story about maintaining aircraft before joining security police.
That's me over here, the little guy sitting here with the black frame picture. That's my last day in Vietnam. It brings back a lot of memories in here. Just look around and see everything that's on the walls here and everything. It's a museum. I just love this place.
This place now undergoing a facelift, thanks to Veterans Welcome Home and Resource Center, who took over the cafe.
Something extra special just about this place, and we couldn't let that just go away.
The CEO and Air Force veteran Scott Dulabon knows the importance of this restaurant.
We've got more veterans that are employed through this.
Paying cash today, sir?
And then some of our homeless vets that actually live with us work here.
Like veteran Joey Dentino, who lives in the tiny home village.
I think I'm very fortunate to have met these people, and the timing was perfect.
The experienced painter whisks the paint before carefully coating the wall with awe.
Michelangelo. These walls have so many heroes on it. It's quite amazing. I believe there's more honor in this building than there might be in the entire country.
While Joey spruces it up with a tranquil gray,
I've never seen anything like this, period, in my life.
Scott and the other volunteers carefully take down each precious picture, artifact, and article of clothing, then spray paint the ceiling black to help accentuate the space that'll fit more than before.
And then put a nice timeline up all the way around the building, and then stage everything by era, so that when you walk in, you get that museum feel of all the way back from World War I and all the way up to today.
It's a group effort to enhance this special cafe.
I'm just happy and I'm so proud to be a part of this.
Where history, pride, and community can be celebrated by all.
It's pretty amazing, and just the smiling faces, all the other veterans that are here telling their stories, and it just makes you want to come back tomorrow to hear more.
In the spring of 2025, the Veterans Cafe and Grill completed renovations. The cafe says each branch of the military now has its own dedicated area in the restaurant, creating a space that honors the sacrifice and camaraderie of all veterans, and the cafe is once again full of life and community. Well, that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Tisha Pell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate.
All right, that'll wrap up this week's episode of Investigate TV. Keep tuned in to Valley News Now and the Valley News Now Network on everything that we're doing here with different segments coming up here throughout the weeks. And of course, make sure you download the Valley News Live mobile app on your smartphone or mobile device, as well as our Valley News Live smart TV app. So if you have Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, or Apple TV, VNN app should be on there to stream everything that we have here available. Thank you very much for joining us. For Duke Schindler, we'll catch you later.